Welcome to Unity of London, our wonderful online service. And we welcome all of you that are joining us today and everyone that might watch us later online. We are so grateful that you are part of this service. It wouldn't be the same without you. We have a vision at Unity. Almost all centers worldwide share the same vision, and that is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. We see people understanding more and more about who they really are, a divine being of God, and being loving and kind to everyone, not just at this festive time when it's common maybe to be kind and joyous and loving, but to do that all year round throughout the whole year. And into realizing that vision, we at Unity of London, our mission is to transform lives, transforming lives through our core values, living those core values, living the unity principles. And by doing that, we inspire people to make a positive difference in the world. We have a couple of announcements today. One is that this Wednesday, the 23rd of December at 7:30, right here on this same channel, this same Zoom link, we are doing our 12-hour candle lighting ceremony. So we invite you all to join in. Again, that's this Wednesday at 7:30 for a great experience and a great chance to have some fellowship prior to the Christmas day. So hopefully you can join, and feel free, we'll post this out so that you can share it with your friends and family, invite other people to come and learn about the 12 powers, and again, just to share some love and joy together. One more announcement is that the Evening Spirit Group is doing a donation to the London Food Bank as their outreach project to go with that group. And so we're inviting anyone that would like to join into this outreach program. You can send an e-transfer to myself. I'm accepting them. I started on Friday, and I'll accept them up to Monday. And you can just email that, or if you have my contact information, if you need information, if you'd like to write down my number, 519-661-8616, but it's just my full name at Gmail, and we welcome anybody, and the donation will just be all on behalf of Unity of London. And now today, this is the fourth Sunday of Advent, and today we celebrate joy. And as the days get shorter and darkness seems to close in on us, we light the candle for joy to remind us ourselves of the power and presence that is within us. We give thanks for the milestones of our lives and joyfully celebrate our spiritual evolution. So as I light this fourth candle, on your behalf, may we each choose to rejoice and awaken to our Christ nature. And now I invite you to, we'll move into prayer. So I invite you to become comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes if that's comfortable, and drop your awareness from your head to your heart. Feel your heart beating, the pulse of the universe. Each one of us, our hearts are beating together. And as we spend this time together, we hold all spiritual gatherings in our prayer, for we know there are many paths to the one and only God. We also hold Unity of Montreal in our prayer. We hold the people of our community, our Unity of London, loving community. Those that are hurting and sick and having challenges, we do hold them in our prayers. We see the healing energy of spirit flowing through each and every one, growing new and strong cells. In particular, we hold Sylvia and her dad and her mom in our prayers. Let's see, we've got so many people to think of, and they're all coming in my head all at once. Fred and Beulah, and Claudette and Peter, Pauline, she's not feeling well today. And if I've missed anyone, it's not because you're not in my heart. And I invite you to just take a few moments to think of the people that you would like to send some extra love to. Maybe whisper their name into the space. For as people of unity, we know that wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so as we move into this joyous season, we send joy and love to everyone, especially those that need it the most, that might be difficult to love, but they are one of us. We are all one. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And now Bonnie will share one of our Unity core values from Daily Word, joyous. Bonnie?
Thanks. Joy dawns in my grateful heart. Joy to the world. The carol echoes the joyous message proclaiming the Messiah's birth. Today, I feel this same triumphant joy awakening in me. I may have endured a long and cumbersome journey on the way to discover the joy that is alive in me, the truth of me as a spiritual being. I may have spent years denying my spiritual identity, thinking that fulfillment, wholeness, and abundance were for others and not for me. Now, as I've made the Advent journey, I have kindled my faith, felt the tranquility and comfort of peace, and received the soothing touch of deep and abiding love. Those gifts have led me to understand with deep gratitude that joy is mine, to know, to feel, and to live. And from Luke 2:10, but the angel said to them, do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Tony Orvidas as our guest speaker today. Tony is a lifelong student and teacher of spirituality, metaphysics, and abundance manifestation. An experienced mentor, speaker, trainer, and author of Living the Law of Attraction. An active member of Unity since 2012, he is currently the president of the board of directors. And Tony's message today is entitled, Is Plenty...
Alrighty, thanks Bonnie. Good morning, Unity of London. As you can see, the message is plenty of joy enough or what? Today I'm going to talk to you about the Unity theme for December, which is, as you know, ta-da, coming up in a sec. There we go, plenty. I have plenty. Plenty is enough. Plenty is enough to share. And then with Christmas just around the corner, we're going to celebrate joy. So one of the first things we want to do is talk about the definition of plenty. Well, it's a full or abundant supply or amount of something, more than enough. Now, the opposite of plenty is lack, scarcity, or want. Now, I taught my 4-year-old grandson how to use the word plenty in a sentence recently. Afterwards, he said, thanks, Grandpa. That really means a lot. Ba-ba-ba-boom. Anyway, do you have plenty? Do I? Your first thought probably was plenty of what? Well, let's check out a neat little video from Unity. It talks about plenty. Now, I want you to notice the references to joy. And it's coming right up. Here we go. Here we are.
Hi, my name is Reverend Latia. I am a pastor, a hospital chaplain, and an organizer. When I think about plenty, most everybody I know doesn't have a lot of disposable income, but we do have joy and we do have the resources that are at our disposal. And so the things that I give are a smile, even when it's hard, sitting by somebody who's sick in a hospital and just giving them someone to talk to. Within the disability community, a lot of what we do is support each other. As a young kid, learning how to walk and talk, growing up and learning how to live on my own. The things that I give is understanding another person's story that lives with a disability and finding just little life hacks to make it through the day. We have abundance of love. We have abundance of compassion. We have abundance of joy and peace. These things we don't need to buy, that we can access in ourselves, from the Spirit, from one another.
How'd you like that? Nice, huh? Okay. Well, what do the co-founders of Unity say about plenty? Berta Fillmore, in her book, How to Let God Help You, tells us, begin right now to talk plenty, think plenty, give thanks for plenty. The spiritual substance out of which visible wealth comes is never depleted. It is right with you all the time. It will respond to your faith in it. It will yield according to your demands on it. It is never affected by your ignorant talk about hard times, but you are affected because your ideas govern your demonstration. The unfailing resource is always willing to give, has no choice in the matter. It must give, for that is its nature. Turn the energy of your thought upon plenty ideas, and you will have plenty, no matter what people about you are saying. And then Myrtle's husband, Charles, states in his book, Prosperity, we shall serve for the joy of serving, and prosperity will flow to us and through us in streams of plenty. So plenty and joy kind of go together, don't they? Reverend Candago, in his article, Sharing Our Plenty, says this, along with a few asides from me. Living your life knowing you have plenty changes everything. When you make decisions from a palpable understanding of sufficiency and the infinite reservoir available to you, you can choose to act from a place of power. Living in the knowledge that you have more than enough should be the natural result of your gratitude practice. It has been my experience, he says, that the more I recognize and feel grateful for the bounty of good things in my life, the more I know how genuinely abundant I really am. Several years ago, he says, I started using a phrase, love wastefully. I enjoy it because it is purposefully provocative. You cannot deplete your reservoir of love. The more you give, the more love you have. As Mark Twain says, if you want love and abundance for your life, give it away. Even if the people whom we shower with love or affection do not return it, we are better for loving, and we know love will come back to us from another channel. I have noticed, however, if you replace the word love with another kind of action, donate, share, serve, or give wastefully, the reaction to that statement is quite different. We often say, no, there's not enough. I have to be a good steward of my money, my time, and my resources, or they'll run out and I will suffer. Ever thought something like that? I certainly have. According to Ken, it's as if God won't provide us with more or might punish us for giving too much. All of a sudden, a punitive and withholding God is in charge, not the source of love and abundance that we affirm. I want to be clear, he says, take care of our own needs. It's essential. If we deplete ourselves, there's nothing more to give. But if I say share wastefully, my guess is you might think if you share without careful discernment, you won't have enough. I sometimes hear this from people who have given food or money to the homeless. They complain about how the homeless might have used the gift, or whether they were sufficiently grateful for it. To my embarrassment, I personally recall once saying something just like that. Ken goes on to say, to me, this illustrates that our fear of lack even extends to the way other people use our gifts. We worry that there's not enough money in the bank account, there's not enough time, or we don't have enough talent, brains, or energy to make it in this world. The truth of life is that it is all perfect, whole, and complete. The one power consistently provides the health, resources, wisdom, and opportunities for you to live a joy-filled, abundant life. Whatever you need comes to you in the right time, space, and sequence. Therefore, you can love wastefully, give abundantly, share with abandon, and serve tirelessly. Because the more you give, the more you receive. As it says in 2 Corinthians, and God is able to provide you with every blessing in abundance, so that by always having enough of everything, you may share abundantly in every good work. Okay, we now know that we have more than enough, right? That we all have plenty, don't we? So let's move on to joy. It is the simplest form of gratitude. It is a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. Actually, it's today's Unity's Advent theme, as you've heard. In Bonnie's daily word reading earlier today, we heard that joy is alive in us. We were led to understand with deep gratitude that joy is ours to know, to feel, and to live. That we exist in a state of grace and that we need to give thanks for moments of joy. So let's hear from Reverend Ken Daigle again. When we light the Advent candle for joy, we remind ourselves of the spiritual truth of this season. Unto us a child is born. In telling the Christmas story, the gospel writers remind us that when things seem the darkest, joy can come in unexpected places and in small packages. Children, well, they remind us of the joy of playing, giving, learning, loving. In the presence of such joy, our inner child can awaken our Christ nature, and then the Messiah is truly born. Christmas is not an event that happens only in December or 2,000 years ago in Palestine. Christmas happens as we open to the possibility of hope, when we live in the understanding of peace, and when we give love, those other 3 Advent candles. The joy that is Christmas, the birth of Christ, happens all the time, every minute of the day. As darkness seems to close in during the winter time, but don't despair. The nights will get to be shorter because it's winter solstice after tomorrow. We light the candle for joy. Then we celebrate the season with newfound glee. Joy to the world. The Savior is here and has been here all along. Good stuff, eh? Now, have you ever thought of joy as a strength of yours? Reverend Jean Marie Eck tells us that joy is not only a strength, but our natural state of being. As we experience joy, our Christ nature is born in us. One of the ways I discovered joy is through Christmas caroling, she says. The first carol I learned, Jingle Bells. What a fun song to sing. It celebrates the thrill people felt as they took sleigh rides, ran races, and rang their jingle bells to alert the other sleighs so they wouldn't collide. Imagine gliding along the crisp, newly fallen snow, which we hope to have in the near future, laughing as you celebrate the season with friends. Now, is it a spiritual song? It is spiritual. Its spiritual nature is in how it invites us into a carefree state. How do we get into that carefree state when there's so much to do? We pressure ourselves to get the holidays right and we lose the fun. So release any ways you have enslaved yourself with holiday expectations. Allow the jingle bells to wake you up to joy. Let joy be your strength as you navigate the holidays. So, what brings me joy? Well, yours truly has plenty of examples, and I jotted down a number of them off the top of my head. Joy is in my morning routine, which includes meditation, looking out at the lake and the sky from my bedroom window, feeding Harley, our geriatric cat, going for a run and watching the sun come up, working out, feeling the burn, building up a sweat. That first cup of coffee, freshly ground and freshly dripped. Eating the bowl of fruit my wife makes for us every single day. Sitting in front of the fireplace on a cold winter morning and reading the Daily Word and other inspirational books and magazines. A refreshing cool shower and fluffy clean towels. Turning on my computer, going to my Facebook page and reading funny posts and posting some myself. Other joyful stuff in my life, well, riding my motorcycle, spending special time with my 2 daughters and 3 grandkids, delicious meals, a nice glass of wine or a single malt scotch, a beautiful day, some afternoon delight with my wife Bonnie, unity, book study, and Sunday service. I could go on and on. I write in my gratitude journal every day. Maybe you do as well. I write just 2 lines. Been doing it for years. I try not to repeat myself too often. Some days 2 lines is not nearly enough space to note on paper for all the things for which I'm grateful. Other days, and likely not too often, I have to write really big to fill the space because the gratitude is really slow in coming. Sound familiar? So, as you've heard, I have plenty, and it brings me joy. And as a result, I have plenty of joy. How about you? What's your joy? What brings you joy? We'll get more into that during meditation. Reverend Paul John Roach tells us that joy is not dependent on the accumulation of things, or being successful in the world's terms, or having the perfect life. Certainly, all these things can bring some happiness, but it is often temporary and ultimately unsatisfactory. Something more wonderful is possible. Joy arises when we let go, when we release our need to work it all out and simply be with what is. On this day of Advent, return to simplicity. Remember, the joy and lasting happiness you seek is already within you. It can be drawn forth like a water from a well, the well Pauline talked about last Sunday. It can blossom and bless in the most delightfully unexpected ways when we relax, release, and enjoy. As we read in Isaiah, with joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. Let's now summarize today's message. Be joyful. Love wastefully. Give abundantly. Share with abandon. Serve tirelessly. Because the more you give, say it with me, the more you receive. In the end, you always have more than enough. You have plenty of joy. Okay, we're going to get ready for meditation. Melissa Eisler, an executive coach and leadership development consultant, says this on the Chopra website. The stress this time of year can sometimes leave you feeling exhausted, often zapping the joy that the holidays are supposed to bring. Meditating not only helps you be more joyful and present, but it can also help you spread joy to those around you. And spreading joy, lifting others, and being jolly are central to the holiday spirit. Being grateful is something you can practice year-round, but the holidays are often a time to be especially reflective on your life. So let's develop a gratitude mindset and cultivate that joyful, jolly, ho, ho, ho feeling. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax. Listen to this December You Pray meditation. Thanks for bearing with us.
December You Pray meditation. Plenty. We begin our time of meditation by relaxing our body. You breathe gently and deeply, finding your own natural rhythm. Your shoulders drop, your jaw loosens, and tension drains away as your muscles soften into ease. Turning within, you relax your mind and allow all thoughts to drift away. Calm, clear, and focused, you embrace this truth. I have plenty. Plenty is enough. Plenty is enough to share. You live in an opulent universe. God is the infinite substance that assures your well-being, your ongoing ability to live, grow, thrive, and give. As you and God are one, you have instant and unlimited access to the divine flow of abundance. There is plenty for you and for all to share. You position yourself in the divine flow by establishing abundance as your centering thought. Lack and limitation no longer define you. Your heart is open to the daily treasures, wondrous gifts, and phenomenal opportunities that exist. Gratitude is the guiding light that reveals miracles of plenty all around you. You are calm and confident, knowing that the universe has only good for you. Challenges and obstacles are stepping stones on your path, not final destinations. Abundance flows to you as creative ideas and inspiring thoughts, peaceful and purposeful living, and harmonious and satisfying relationships. You experience wholeness and well-being on every level as you generously share your blessings. You call forth and claim the treasures of your heart, knowing that the universe delights in fulfilling your dreams. You ask for what you want and need, envisioning the perfect fulfillment of your desires. Overflowing blessings fill your life, and you give freely in return. Joyfully and gratefully you share your good, for there is plenty for all. We join with you in affirming plenty for you and all to share. Silent Unity is always here for you.
What is your plenty? What gives you joy? Let's take a minute to go into silence and meditate on those blessings. Come on back. Gently open your eyes. Bring the feelings of joy and your gratitude for your plenty along with you into the rest of your day. Joy to the world. Heaven and nature sings. And so it is.
Wow, what a great talk. Thank you so much, Tony. I love to just give without thinking and to be filled with joy, and you remind us of so much. And I love that meditation from You Pray. That was a great addition. And I have listened to You Pray a couple of times, but you reminded me to go back to that app to use it for meditation. And so we now are going to go into another song, and it's Joy to the World. Wow. Joy. Wow, wow, wow. Look at what a group of divine beings can do, just like us. And so at this time, we'd like to give thanks for everyone that continues to give gifts and their ties to our spiritual community. For us as a group of beings, divine beings, with that energy called money, we do great things. So we express our appreciation for the benefits that we all enjoy, and we rejoice in our chance to share our good to the source that does feed us. And now we'll do our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. And wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And we'll end with our peace song. Wow. And Jake continues to do a great job on the piano on that peace song, doesn't he? So we will open up for comments, questions for Tony. Who are you pointing at? Sorry, I'm moving things so that I'm closer. I got this candle and all these lights in front of me. Okay, who is first? Anybody? Oh, I see Amber. Go ahead.
Beautiful, beautiful service today, Tony. Thank you ever so much. Ever so much. That was spectacular. It's definitely a save. And Larry, goodness. I'm telling you, man, the music is spectacular. It brought tears to my eyes and it made my whole body chill. So again, big time.
Sorry for the screw ups, by the way. Larry and I practiced it twice and I still managed to.
Murphy is a
No,
very strong.
No, Murphy.
No Murphy?
No, Murphy.
No.
Murphy's gone.
That was spectacular. Yeah.
Oh. Anyone else like to share, ask a question, say hello,
I get my gallery up.
take us lunch? Catherine and Sylvia?
I just want to thank Dawn for coming on in all her playfulness and making me smile this morning with her blinky nose. And I think, you know, if more of us got into our childlike silliness more often, we would feel more joy. So thank you for that, Dawn. And Tony, what a great message. I mean, just a great message of feeling more joy and you know, that's why I say no Murphy's Law, because to me, Murphy's Law is expecting the worst to happen. And I've tried to let go of it by replacing it with being silly. And my dogs really help me with that because I can be an absolute fool with my dogs. But yeah, it's nice to be here in that spirit of silliness and joy. And, you know, it is what it is this year, isn't it? And we make the most of it. So what a great message, so timely. And, you know, you could do it in July as well. It would be just as valuable. So thank you so much.
Nice to see Amber's ears and Bonnie's hat too.
Yeah.
Right.
And the board is going to celebrate Joy today at 11:30 when we have our board meeting.
Even Larry put on his new red Christmas sweater today.
I see. Sylvia, you had something you wanted to say?
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you, Tony. That was very uplifting. Really, just I could just feel the joy pouring out. Thank you so much.
Nice.
You sound like a heavy smoker.
She's practicing to be a lounge singer when the bar's open.
Yeah, kind of sultry there.
Yeah, exactly.
If I may ask, my Uncle Vic was admitted to the hospital yesterday, so please keep him in your prayers. He's almost 92 and not doing too well. No COVID, but just struggling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Paula. I see you there, sweetie.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I wanted to say that unity brings me joy, and it's lovely to be back after struggling for 2 or 3 weeks with a move. And I do feel joy today, and it certainly came through the message and through the music. And the thing that I added to that, what gives me great joy, is children. And I'm hoping to tune into that at Christmas, although I don't have any great grandchildren yet.
But
thank you so much, Tony.
Well, we'll pray for you to become a grandma.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I missed anybody.
George.
George.
Yes.
Uh,
No, okay.
We can hear you, George.
Thanks, Tony. It was a great